The fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua just took place, and the boxing world watched as one of the most controversial matchups in recent memory finally unfolded inside the ring.
It's fine, right? Yeah.
Yo. Don't mind me. Just smoking on that Jake Paul pack. Honestly, Jake Paul, trash. Tommy Fury, trash. Oh! Oh! You better stop playing. You better stop playing. That is nothing to play with. That big mother in front of you, man.
Ooh.
That's it over, dog. Oh! Oh! Oh!
That's crazy.
That's a wrap. Don't get up. Don't get up. Stay out. Oh!
That's crazy.
Ooh! Oh! Shit!
It's very difficult to go in like, you know, out of the ring for 14 months and just be razor sharp with a guy running. And so yeah, probably 2 or 3 rounds more than expected. But fair play to Jake Paul. He was a lot tougher than I thought, and he took a lot more shots than I thought he could.
What did AJ tell you inside the ring about the fight or how Jake?
Oh, he said, oh, you were shouting at me, rushing me. I said, yeah, I just wanted, you know. But like, I think he was always going to take his time. I think he was always going to be the guy that wasn't just going to go in there erratic. I said this earlier. And if Jake was aggressive, then I think he would have actually got caught earlier. But he was smart. Like, his movement was good. He was clever in the clinch. I was actually impressed. But, you know, obviously there was a massive gulf between them, and it was only a matter of time. But listen, fair play. As I said, he did more rounds than expected.
Well, I wouldn't call it an incredible knockout. I would call it a matter of time.
A matter of time, right?
A matter of time. And you got to realize, you know, Jake Paul had his hands down.
Yeah.
He was basically waiting for that knockout.
Dennis, just give us a pick. Tyson or Joshua, who wins it?
Keep walking.
Yep, you're out.
Your first instinct just comes to your mind.
Well, it depends. One's a boxer and one's a power puncher. So whichever gets hit first.
I thought Joshua did what he had to do. It took him a while to get it, but he had to break him down and chase him down and unleash his powerful shots.
Was it a little too long to get done, or?
No, listen, when you fight someone like that, who moves around a lot, then you have to try and pick your moments, pick your shots.
Yeah.
That's what he did, so congratulations to Joshua.
Man, and credit to Jake Paul, right, for even taking the challenge.
He's a very gutsy man.
Yeah. So he got up, what, 3 times? I mean, you felt that power. Are you impressed that he lasted that long?
Yeah. He did a great job.
Yeah, thank you, Joshua.
Hey, 2 words. Fair trade. That's it? You think, You think AJ was pulling any punches? Fair trade. Fair trade? We're being mad selected.
Got up after the first knockdown because of that.
Jake is tough. He's tough. He's tough. But the first couple shots didn't land clean. The last one landed clean.
Where does Jake go from here?
Like you say, he need a rest. Take some time off. Enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. What happens in that fight now? Is it more exciting?
I don't know where Tyson Fury is right now. You know, and it's gonna be interesting. But that's a fight I want to see. That's a fight they've been talking about for a long time, man. Domestic dust-up, as they call it. I think it's gonna be a good one.
No, it was a awkward night. You know, AJ couldn't get to grips with him. Obviously, Jake had a really good game plan, moving his feet, lateral movement, slipping and sliding. Obviously, been practicing that a lot in sparring, and you got to give him credit. He came out there and gave it a good go, took his licks like a man, didn't complain. You know, fighting a much bigger, more established world-class fighter. So that's usually what happened. What was always going to happen. You know, a lot of people thought he would only last 1 round, 2 rounds, but you know, you got to give Jake credit. You know, he went out there and had a solid game plan and was implementing it at times, was landing shots and was avoiding getting hit with the big shots. You know, but there's a reason we have weight categories in boxing, and I'd say he sticks with, you know, the cruiserweight division where the guys are the same size as him, because that, you know, without having the schooling, the many years, I was able to give away 100 pounds in weight because I've been boxing since I was 10. I was, you know, I was an international amateur and, you know, world champion at cruiserweight. That's why I was able to do the big jump and use the tactics that he used to win the heavyweight championship. But, you know, credit to him, nothing but respect for Jake Paul for putting on such an event and putting himself in harm's way.
That was incredible. In my view, that was a victory on all fronts. Like, minus the actual victory, of course, but bro, like, no one expected him to the last 6 rounds with AJ. In my opinion, he won 4 of them. People will argue that he at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's toughness. You know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet. Who's 40 pounds heavier than him and 6 inches taller. That's insane. He's one of the most skilled fighters on the planet. My brother, as a fucking YouTuber, went 6 rounds with a fighter with a broken jaw and rolled ankle. I'm so proud of him. That was just unbelievable.
Unbelievable heart, and the reality is Jake lost because of the size difference, not because of the skill difference.
He took some rounds from Anthony Joshua. It took Anthony Joshua 6 rounds to put out a man who's been in the sport for 6 years and took on the challenge in 4 weeks. So put some respect on Jake Paul's name in the
He went 6.5 rounds with Anthony Joshua, one of the best in the world. So I got nothing.
And got up like 2 times?
No, it was sick.
Talk about that. I mean, there's been other heavyweights that have fought that right hand who haven't got up.
Nagano, so many people, bro. The overhand right. Jake's got a tough chin, dude. I think he does whatever he wants after this. He just has such big balls, dude. He had to keep moving. That was the only strategy. People are gonna say he ran around the ring. They don't know. They don't understand fucking boxing.
He showed a ton of heart, right?
Ton of heart.
What's next for Jake Paul? Where
like
does
I
he
said,
go?
whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. I hope he fights some more people like that are
heavyweights. Still heavyweights?
Yeah, I think heavyweights, but not Joshua.
Yeah, not Joshua. Definitely not Joshua.
Before the fight, Francis Ngannou brought an interesting perspective to the conversation, having experienced Joshua's power firsthand when he was stopped in the 2nd round during their March 2024 encounter. The former UFC champion admitted that news of the Paul Joshua fight genuinely caught him off guard when it first broke. Despite his initial surprise, Ngannou expressed authentic curiosity about how events would unfold. He suggested that Joshua must have calculated reasons for taking this fight, and regardless of the controversy swirling around the announcement, Ngannou found himself anticipating the outcome with real interest.
Well, fight. They're gonna step in the octagon. In the ring.
The ring, yes.
That's what's gonna happen.
No, I know.
Fight.
But who do you think wins? What do you think actually happens in the fight?
I think AJ win. I mean, do you think otherwise?
Well, do you think, like, I think there's a lot of people who think he's going to knock him out in the 1st round.
Yeah, I would say so. But why exactly Jake Paul took that fight? That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
You know, what is his strategy?
Do you think it's dangerous? Do you think it's foolish for his health to take a fight? You've been in there with AJ. You know how good he is. Do you think it's foolish for him to take this fight?
Not foolish, but again, I don't know I don't understand. He's the only one that can know the reason. and I'm sure they thought that through, right? He didn't just wake up out of the blue and decide to pick AJ or me or whatever.
Teddy Atlas provided a more nuanced breakdown that acknowledged Joshua as the overwhelming favorite while also recognizing certain vulnerabilities that emerged in recent performances. Atlas pointed to the loss against Daniel Dubois as a turning point after which Joshua appeared different in subtle but meaningful ways. Extended gaps between fights and lingering questions about his psychological state created an environment of uncertainty. Atlas suggested that Paul might be able to exploit his youth, movement, and structured approach to navigate certain portions of the fight. He stopped short of predicting a Paul victory, but declined to completely write off the possibility of Paul surviving the full 8 rounds.
The former heavyweight champ is supposed to go and win by knockout. I understand all that, what people are thinking. But I'll tell you one thing. With all that, Joshua has been inactive. Joshua was destroyed in his last fight. I know it was against a fighter, a top fighter, not against a guy that's been fighting a couple years and has had very little background. I understand all. Teddy understands that. I just break it down, all of it. And with having said that, Joshua has been inactive. We don't know where he is mentally. We don't know where he is physically. He's been gone for over a year. We don't know. We know he's coming off a bad loss. We understand that in his last fight. And so we don't know where he's at. But we know Paul's young. We know that he's got legs. He's got a jab. Who says he can't get in there for 8 rounds and motorcycle around? And you know, what is winning for him at this point? Going and knocking out Joshua, which would be unbelievable and unlikely, or doing something no one expects, taking on this challenge. He's already got everyone's attention, taking on this challenge, and then going in there and going the distance. Maybe, you know, in a way that no one thought he could.
Not everyone viewing this matchup saw it as a straightforward competitive event. Deontay Wilder made bold claims about the authenticity of the entire affair. The 2-time world champion openly questioned whether this fight represented genuine competition, suggesting that despite official labeling as a sanctioned professional bout, the event might actually be choreographed entertainment disguised as sport. Wilder posed philosophical questions about what truly defined a real fight, implying that simply calling something professional did not automatically guarantee both participants were genuinely trying to defeat each other.
We're a week away from Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. What have we got here?
As I look at it, you know, for the fans, it put boxing still on the map because it keeps boxing relevant. Having exhibition fights like this, different celebrities and different things like that. I look at it as a fun thing for fans and stuff like that. I don't really take it seriously, you know, because, you know, we in the business of boxing. That right there is just, you know, exhibition stuff. But I'm hearing they say it's a real fight. But yeah, it's a real fight because both guys are getting in a fight. You know, I'm still the one that be thinking certain things are scripted as well too. So, but we'll see, you know. I always say may the best man win, and main thing about it, may those guys go in there and have a hell of a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying?
Joseph Parker carried unique authority on this subject, having been the first fighter to push Joshua the full 12-round distance, while losing his WBO title in the process. Parker spoke plainly about the danger Paul faced, emphasizing that Joshua was a naturally massive heavyweight who already conquered every major milestone the sport offered. From Parker's viewpoint, the results seemed predetermined based purely on physical advantages and accumulated experience. Joshua possessed too much raw power and too refined a skill set. When pressed to offer advice that might help Paul simply survive, Parker suggested an ultra-defensive strategy focused on choosing moments with extreme care and hoping for openings that might never actually appear.
That's crazy that you can say Jake Paul was actually fighting Anthony Joshua. That's crazy.
If let's just say that straight down the middle proper fight, how do you think that unfolds on that night?
You would have to say that Joshua was too much. He's a natural heavyweight. He's been a unified champion of the world. He's done everything in boxing. You would have to say that he's going to come in there and knock him out.
if you're Jake Paul, knowing the skill sets he's got, how do you survive 8 rounds against Anthony Joshua? What do you do?
8-round fight?
Yeah.
8-round fight.
10 ounce gloves.
What do? You're defensive, and you pick your moments if you can, if there are moments. Like, he backs himself, Jake Paul, so you never know. But at the end of the day, I think everyone that's involved in boxing and knows boxing, Joshua's too much for him, way too much.
Alexander Usyk weighed in with the quiet confidence of someone who conquered the entire division, having beaten Joshua twice, defeated Tyson Fury in consecutive fights, and added another victory over Dubois. Usyk stood as the undisputed heavyweight king. From that summit, he saw no need for lengthy analysis or complex breakdowns. To him, the gap between Joshua and Paul was both massive and obvious. Joshua competed at a tier Paul never accessed, and Usyk's brief comments reflected the certainty of someone who already defeated the very best version of the fighter Paul now faced.
Yeah, you're correct. If Anthony Joshua won, Anthony killed this guy. Listen, a lot of questions, blah blah blah. Only one my answer. Anthony Joshua is Olympic champion. Yeah. First. Yeah. Jack Paul, it's sportsman, YouTuber, showman. Rolls Royce, Fiat. Listen, it's true. Yeah, I'm not. Типа, я не обзываюсь.
I have nothing better than money.
Yeah. It's just true. It's business, more money. Only this.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want to fight with Jake Paul in Octagon.
Conor McGregor approached this matchup with visible apprehension rather than the excitement typically associated with big boxing events. Having observed Joshua up close from ringside positions, McGregor understood exactly what kind of danger accompanied heavyweight punching power. His commentary centered not on entertainment value or competitive spirit, but on genuine risk assessment. While acknowledging the bravery required for Paul to accept such a challenge, McGregor stressed that courage alone provided no protection against the devastating force generated when a 240-pound athlete unleashed full combinations.
He's going to get knocked out by AJ though, isn't he?
If he makes that walk, gotta give him his respect for that. It's very dangerous, you know. It seems like Netflix are all over him. It's a dangerous sport, and you can't overlook that. And Joshua's a big boy and a powerhouse. I've sat ringside and watched Joshua. That's a heavy punching man, and he's a happy and he's a good kid. He has an anger in him. He has a darkness in him, does Anthony Joshua. And I don't think a lot of people that. So, the fight shouldn't go ahead. In my opinion, the fight shouldn't go ahead. However, if he does it, I'll give him the respect for that.
Dana White stripped away technical analysis entirely and focused purely on spectacle value. Rather than debating credentials or dissecting fighting styles, he framed the event around pure curiosity. People wanted to witness what happened when someone who built fame through digital platforms stepped into a ring with a powerful, seasoned heavyweight. For White, that intrigue alone justified the event's existence. The unknown factor, however improbable an upset might be, generated the attention that made such events viable.
See the fight that's reportedly being worked on for December 19th in Miami.
Did I see the fight being worked on December 19th in Miami?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know which fight I'm talking about?
No.
Fair enough.
Oh, Jesus. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what. A lot of people watch that one.
Will you watch it?
Sure. You know what everybody's tuning in for on that one. I think everybody's going to get what they've finally been waiting for.
David Adelaide brought a more measured perspective to the conversation, having sparred with Joshua and observed Paul's training up close. This unique vantage point allowed him to assess both fighters with credibility. Adelaide gave Paul credit for his professional approach, noting that the former YouTuber trained full-time, followed elite-level nutrition protocols, and worked with top-tier coaches. He pointed out that Paul stopped treating boxing as a hobby and now lived the lifestyle of a legitimate athlete every single day.
I saw today Lawrence was sparring Jake Paul. Were you there as well? Or?
No, I'm in Dubai right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know I can't remember if you were part of his camp at one point or...
I was in the gym with them.
You didn't spar him, right?
No.
So what do you think? You've obviously sparred Joshua. What's gonna happen?
Good fight. You know, I'm not the worst person. I always give political answers, don't I? I just sit back. But it's a good fight. I think. And look, Jake Paul knows why he asked for AJ. So we'll see what happens December 19th, right?
What was it like when you trained with him? Did he surprise you?
Who, Jake? He's a learner. He wants to listen. He asks questions. He does dig deep. Whatever's asked of him, he tries to provide. You know, look, everyone calls him a YouTuber, but this is a man with a lot of money, so he's obviously paid for the best of everything. So he's one of the best trainers, nutritionists, chefs, S&C coaches. He's studying the sport. You know, he's a 4-time athlete now.
Dave Allen added his characteristically honest assessment to the chorus of predictions. He acknowledged that Paul put legitimate work into his boxing development and even suggested that Paul might someday capture a smaller regional title if he continued his progression. However, Allen made it clear that any such potential success had nothing to do with this specific matchup. He viewed this fight as existing in an entirely different universe. Paul was not a genuine heavyweight, and Joshua was not someone to use as a test subject for experimentation.
I reckon this kid Jake Paul could win an area title, definitely. I really think he could. He trains hard. I respect all of that. I respect him for what he's doing. Brilliant. He's having a go. Amazing. But he's now fighting arguably a top heavyweight of the last 10, 15 years. One, it's dangerous. We're talking like it's a real fight. The whole thing I've been doing right now is based on it's a real fight. They're both going to try and flatten each other. It's dangerous. He's not a heavyweight. He's a cruiserweight. If that. Turned pro at 13-2. And he wasn't a kid. He was 23 years of age. He wasn't a kid. He's not grown into heavyweight. He boxed Julio Cesar Chavez 5 months ago at 14-3. Might cut a bit of weight. Might come down from 15 stone, but it's dangerous, really. It's dangerous, very dangerous, because if Anthony Joshua hits him on the chin, he will put him to sleep. He will hurt him, and he could really hurt him, because Mike Tyson in his late 50s, all his MMA fighters, Chavez shot to bits. When Anthony Joshua hits him, he'll have the shock of his fucking life. He's not naturally big enough. For one. 2 isn't good enough.
So how did you react to this fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more boxing content like this.